Hello YouTube, welcome to installing the stovepipe in the stove. Our little elbow. Well, it's lost. There it is. Okay, we did this in pie cuts with 8 pieces. See that? Okay. And then I want to show you, in case you can't see it in the picture, in each pie cut, you can see where we cut a notch in the middle. Not too deep, just to kind of help form it over. It seemed to help. See up here, it's better, see? And you go around and adjust it, and we got this mark for the center. It's close. It's just a stove. If you try to make it exact, see all the marks I made? If you try to make it exact, it's off a little bit, just live with it. It's just a stove. Anyway, now when you're done and get the pipe in there, you can fold these back down and you can do all the welding on the inside with a couple little tags. We want to try to maybe tack weld it in here, then braze it to seal it. We'll pause and shove the pipe in there to show you what kind of gap we have. Okay, see the gap? It's hard in, there's a lot there. So you can bend them back. You could do this to a 55-gallon barrel if you had a elbow that's stronger than the stovepipe elbow, or you could bend them out and put the pipe over and then put some screws in it. So there's 2 ways you could do it. On a 55-gallon barrel, I would bend them out. The hole may be smaller, and then you put some screws there, because then you're going over all that. But you remember, you got to curve your stovepipe a little bit. So I think you know what I mean. I'd bend it the opposite way and put this elbow over all them little pieces. I just want to fill that gap back in there. We're going to straighten these out and bend them down now and see how much better it fits. Then we'll bring you back and we'll show you if there's a difference. We're no big hurry. We've been putting our top. You can do this. We've been putting our top on, okay, when we're hammering, so we don't get this thing out of round. So we've been slamming this down on the table like this. We're really putting it on. I mean, we're like, that way you're not warping this. You're not caving this in. So you got some strength to it. But I'd say it's easier to put this together without a top on it. But I said, on a barrel, I'd be bending them out and putting the pipe over it and putting the screws in it. But I would not do that unless it was some homemade survival stove. You know, I wouldn't build a stove in my shop without this totally welded and sealed. But, you know, survival situation, you need to make a stove out of a barrel. You're going to do whatever you can do. So we'll bring you back when we do a little more work. I want to show you this stuff, because you may never see me ever show you again in another video. Okay, see how I spot welded that? I bent these back. I had to bend them further for this elbow. I was using this to test with, but I'm glad I went back and just started using the elbow, because it seemed like it was a little smaller. I didn't show it. I don't know if you can see in the pictures. That was a piece of pipe in here. Right out. Let's see if you can almost see it. There. That was like a cut out piece of pipe they had shoved in there and had a curve to it. So it's going to be smaller because it was inside of here. But I had one little pinhole in there. You can see it. But there. Now we're going to try to braze all that. Or spot weld. I want to braze. It's cold out. 45 degrees. But the wind's not blowing. So you can weld outside. Because I use MIG gas. But and then you can always cut and grind that stuff out, bend it out of the way. There's slag inside from welding, but it's as straight as it's gonna get. I mean, I looked at it and studied it, and you know, you're back and forth and you're measuring, and like this, you're looking at it as a leaning back. It's just a stove. It's a hobo stove. It's not gonna be perfect. You don't want it to look perfect. You want it to look like it was all cobbled up. Not the hobos cobble stuff, but they do. They have to make do with what they find. You know, hobo's not the same as a bum. A bum doesn't work. Hobos travel and they work. And so I was always taught. I just can't remember his name. He is famous on YouTube. You just gotta look. Is it Hobo Shoestring? You look it up. Shoestring Hobo or Hobo Shoestring. Oh, that man's traveled all over. I seen him south of Sioux City and waved at him. I seen him one time. He's traveled through. I go, look at that old guy with a beard. And I seen him once. I did. I waved at him. I was the passenger in the car. The BNSF Railroad runs from Sioux City to Council Bluffs. And that's what brings a coal train up to, it's called Port Near or Sergeantville, Ohio, where there's a power plant. So you get those 2-mile-long coal trains, but he rides freight trains, of course. That's an interesting story to tell you. Oh, the top. Let's put it on for you once. We can take as long as we want these videos. See, there's enough room. Barely. Hey, I cut it close. That top ain't on the state, but you know what I mean. It takes a little bit of fidget. But like I said, when I was beating and pounding, I had this on there to more sport. Okay, let's see if we can braze it. So, we're gone for a while. We're getting some work done. It's nice and warm out here with this kind of weather. Like up to the 40s and stuff with no wind, it's not cold in here at all. Well, we're done. We ground all the brazing out. We've got a few little spots there. It is sealed up though. That's why I welded this elbow together, because this was red hot to get the brazing in there. And I brazed on the inside to seal that up. Here's some close-up view. Then in the shop, I'll show you the pipe I'm going to stick in there to make it taller. So, I was able to braze, you can probably see just up to there. So, it's sealed all the way around. That's not a hole, that's just a hole in the brazing, so it's not a hole all the way through. I'm not going to try to fix it. A lot of sanding, a lot of grinding, a lot of different stuff to get the... And the flux, that flux will spread way out here if you use too much flux. I did take the flux off the first piece of rod because I had way too much. I just was dipping in my little cup when I needed some. It's a shame. See how that little piece of brazing rod going to waste? They'll get used someday. Well, there you go. Thanks for watching. There's our elbow installed. Look for the pictures. We're out of here. We're going inside. It's supposed to snow tonight. St. Patrick's Day is supposed to snow in the Midwest. Never fails, huh? We're gone.